Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to draw an anime character, and specifically this anime character comes from one of my most favorite animes of all time, which is Sailor Moon. And I'm going to be teaching you a little bit different of a strategy than most people teach, and that is how to lay down the basic shapes first and then transfer them over to another page. So what I'm doing here is I'm just doing a sketch of Sailor Mercury, as you can see on the screen, and this is just a very quick light sketch. If you've watched my previous videos on how to draw people where you break down the faces into the rule of halves and things like that, that is what this is following after. And a few things are different with the rule of halves. First off, the eye line, they're actually further down on the face. So where we put the rule of halves and halfway from the top of the head to the chin where the eyes are centered, that's actually going to be the top of the eyes with anime, and eyes are much larger. So they're actually going to drop down closer to the nose whenever anime is drawn correctly. And that everything else on the face kind of stays the same as far as structure goes. The nose is still halfway in between the eyes and down to the chin. So everything stays the same except for the eyes. They're much bigger and they get pushed down a little bit. So what you want to do, and as you can see right here, you start off with a basic sketch where you get all of your main details down, and then you use that as a rough draft. You then lay a piece of paper over top of that and you trace over your original drawing. Notice how I said your original drawing. You are not going to be tracing images you find online, okay? I am never going to allow you to trace someone else's work. You are tracing your own work. And the reason why we do this is because this is what typical anime artists do, or manga artists. They lay down a rough sketch first, and then they transfer their image over, and they don't have to worry about erasing. They don't have to worry about all the little line defects or anything like that. And you can tweak it a lot easier whenever you do this. So always put down your original sketch first and then bring over your drawing using solid lines. Don't trace it exactly, just bring over the lines, use it as a reference point and add to it. You may also notice that in this drawing I am a lot heavier handed with my lines in some areas than I am others. That is because line shading and line thickness is a real thing when it comes to anime. As you noticed right here, some lines are a lot thicker than other lines. You add this in to give depth and weight to those lines that you typically wouldn't find in other media. The reason for this is it emphasizes shadows. And with manga, typically it's just one color. It's just black and white, and that's it. And you need to use those variations to make the different colors stand out. So yes, it's very important to look at where your lines are, and lines that are in shadow, you want to make them thicker and bolder, and that's going to make your artwork look more like a manga or anime style artwork than just a drawing. You want to try to do that. Now, if you are looking off of another artist, for instance, like I am, and you want to kind of match the style up, you will want to really look and observe at the artist, see how they make their lines and things like that. Now, if you're making your very own concept and your own anime character, you want to look off others for references, but ultimately you want to come up with your own kind of style. But once you get the basic shapes done, then you go in and you start adding in your shading. And this is where it's very important to, if you are looking off of someone else's work, to really focus in and see where the shadows are. Because like I mentioned, manga or anime is usually cell shaded, which means there's very few colors, like 2, maybe 3, possibly 4 different variations of colors. And it's very important to make sure you get those shadows just right, otherwise it could throw off the entire artwork. So what I'm doing here, I am just going in and shading in everything that I see, adding in a few shadows where I think they need to be at, and I am also using exactly the same pencil throughout the entire process. You could mix it up and get other variations of pencils, but I'm just using a standard pencil with the standard depth in it, or the standard shading. And then once you get that done, just go in, fill in those areas where you think you need to be, And that's about it. That is how you draw manga or manga. Thank you all very much. I hope that this has helped you out. If you're one of my students and you're going to follow along with this and do your lesson, I have images available in the description and in the Google Classroom that you can use as references. Thank you all very much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good rest of your day.